know Blizzard is trying to play it off like Plunderstorm is just a 6-week experimental event that might come back if we like it, but it is definitely not that, and it has never been that way. And I want to kind of talk about why. Number one, Blizzard bought Proletariat back in 2022. This was the studio that put out Spellbreak, which is a battle royale using spells and abilities, much like what we see in Plunderstorm. It's obvious that they purchased it with the intention of making this mode, and they had probably been brainstorming this mode and already working on it before they bought Proletariat. There's been so many features that we've seen introduced in Dragonflight that probably came about due to them working on this project. Although they were made to look like new Dragonflight features that they were working on specifically for the expansion, I'm thinking that a lot of these ideas were creating them for Plunderstorm, but being able to introduce them in Dragonflight first. Empowered spells is a big one that comes to mind. When you initially drop on a parrot, that's obviously part of the dragon riding physics, and the trading post has introduced all kinds of assets that have been included in this mode. Now, along with any innovation, there's always a little bit of creative destruction. Things get better for some things, but it also takes resources away from others. I think we're seeing this a lot with WoW rated PvP right now, and I don't know whether it's a bad thing or good thing, to be honest. They announced a $50,000 tournament within 2 to 3 days of this new experimental game mode coming out. I don't think you do that for an experimental game mode. They're also inviting creators outside of WoW. They're trying to get as many eyes on this event because they're planning on turning this into a full game mode with ranked and all kinds of improvements, I'm sure. We've seen multiple tunings around this mode already. I think we've seen 4 or 5 balancing notes, as well as changes to the MMR system, which we didn't even know existed. PvPers in World of Warcraft retail have been begging for MMR changes for months now. With all of this evidence, I think it's suffice to say that this is not just some 6-week game mode that we're never gonna see again. I don't hate it because I think it's innovating retail in a lot of ways, and this game mode's a ton of fun, but I do think we're gonna lose a lot of things in the process. If you've tried to queue arenas the past couple days or used the LFG tool to find arena partners, you've probably noticed there's nobody there. It's so much better when you can either solo queue or duo queue, get a game instantly, and it's just a ton of fun. What do you think about Plunderstorm and Blizzard's attempts to make it seem like this is just an experimental game mode?